Hi, Jenna here. Welcome back to Every Frame. Today I'm going to explain a 2010 crime thriller film titled The American. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. In the snow, a man and a woman were casually walking. The man unexpectedly came across some footprints. Observing the nearby mountains, he saw someone. The man took the woman and ran for safety. A shot was fired immediately at them at that time. After locating the shooter's location, the man ran towards the rock and hid behind it. The shooter was dead after one shot. Going up, he started looking for information on the shooter, found no hints, though he instructed her to dial the police. Just 2 steps earlier, the woman had moved away. He killed her with a shot. The man who came with the shooter realized there was a problem, so he grabs the gun. Get out of the car to check. The Jack then turned to the man from behind and shot him. Then he drove off in the car. The man's name is Jack, and he is a professional killer. He went to Rome to speak with the boss about the matter, because he was unable to determine who wanted him killed. I need to investigate this, the boss said. You should go to the country to hide for a while. I've set everything up there. Jack drove to the town. The scenery seems to be beautiful. He continued to exercise daily as a skilled professional killer, but he has now added another exercise to the list since he met Layla. Every time he leaves the house, he keeps a close eye on his surroundings. Before he leaves, he checks around to make sure it is secure. He drove very cautiously as well. His boss gave him a new task to finish. Somebody required a special sniper rifle. He met the client in the coffee square, and after asking what she needed, she explained her requirement briefly to him. He was a skilled hitman, so he recognized the client's requirements right away. Jack became suspicious when he realized that someone was observing him from a distance while they were speaking. At night, he slept close to his gun. He orders variety of tools from internet, and after it was delivered, he started putting it together. After putting it all together, a gun was assembled. The next step is to make the bullets and silencer. He uses a poking knife to remove the bullet's head. Make a small hole in the bullet's head using a drill. Put on rubber gloves. Put a drop of mercury in the bullet's tip hole. Even if the bullet misses the vital organs, it is still incredibly powerful. The target could also pass away due to the toxicity of mercury. What about silencers? Customer expectations cannot be met by normal quality. To create them, he needs to implement a unique method. On the road, he purposely damaged his vehicle, then drove to the repair shop, where he took a steel pipe. He grabbed a bearing and many screw spacers. He returned home and started making. Removes a gear and disassembles the bearing first. The spacer was placed on top of the gear after cleaning it. He focused the round hammer in the center of the spacer and repeatedly hit it. Shims were compressed using a specialized tool, and they were all piled up before a black tub was added. The effect is quite good after the screws are tightened. The gun's final polishing. It is first and foremost in the middle. This man walked outside to test the performance of the gun he made. Gun was perfect and ready for delivery. Jack takes the client to the creek. The woman was very vigilant, so she first looked around when she came there. She appears to be an expert at assembling the gun. Jack had a strange impression that this woman was not like other women. She must be as deadly a killer as he is. After the target was set up, the first shot of the woman did not hit the target. After a simple adjustment to the sniper scope, the shot hit the target perfectly. Then the woman made an unusual request. The woman said, "Go to the flower, fire into these reeds, say 2 steps away from me." Jack began to think that this woman was insane, but the customer is king, and he had no choice. After a few shots, the woman was very impressed with the silencer. Following the payment of the deposit, she asked Jack to make a briefcase so she could carry the gun easily. Jack felt someone following him that day as he made his way home, so he quickly hid in another alley. Behind him, the assassin realized something wasn't right. He quickly pulled the gun from his arms. Jack placed his shoes on the wall after removing them, pulled out his gun and put the silencer. It didn't take long to get around to the killer's back. Just as he was about to shoot, a small motorcycle drove by. Jack quickly dodged to the side, dodged a bullet. The assassin shot the scooter down. The killer had already left when he went outside to check. Observing that the scooter's owner had died, Jack got on scooter and went after him. The assassin hurriedly entered the car and drove off. Jack took the scooter after noticing the murderer getting further and further away. Jack fired repeatedly but missed. He had to shoot the tires of the car with his gun. The car crashed. The scooter slipped toward the car. Jack broke the glass before the assassin could react. He strangled the assassin by the neck, immediately starting to lose breath. Jack quickly walked away. Then, he called his boss and inquired as to how the murderer had found the location. However, the boss claimed that he had made the disclosure himself. Jack hung up the phone without asking any more questions. Jack woke up early that morning in his bed. He noticed that his girlfriend was not there. He checked her bag and the drawer. Inside the bag, he found a gun. Jack hurried to lie down once more when he heard movement at the door. He decided to drive after his girlfriend at night. He realized that she had been meeting strange people. The next day he asked his girlfriend out. They went to the countryside. His girlfriend felt that the river was not bad. She took off her clothes and jumped into the river. She cleaned herself up and sat down on the mat. When she reached for her bag, Jack grabbed his gun. He hadn't expected her to pull out a bottle of sunscreen, which made Jack feel nervous. As it turned out, 2 of his girlfriend's sisters had recently passed away. She was carrying a gun just for protection. Tomorrow, there is a parade in the town. She wanted Jack to go with her. Jack says he'll be leaving soon. She wanted to take him with her. Jack says nothing at all. He couldn't promise anything like this to anyone because he was a professional killer. He informed his boss that he was quitting his job the following day. After hanging up the phone, the boss made another call. Jack decided to deliver the gun to the woman. Before leaving the car, he loaded the gun. The woman was very satisfied with the bullets. She told she will go to the restroom to check the goods. The women checked the gun in the bathroom. Jack panicked and ran outside when he noticed that nobody was in the restaurant. The woman was about to do it. At the moment a bus stopped nearby, a group of children ran off the bus. When the parade started, the women carried the bag into a home. After taking down the people in the room, she made her way upstairs. Jack saw his girlfriend among the crowd. He said that he need take her away from here. At that exact time, Jack was in the crosshairs. It was the female assassin who just went upstairs, then she fired the gun. Jack panicked when he saw it, gave her something, and told her to wait for him by the river. He already had suspicions about the women, so before the gun was delivered, he changed the assembly to make it malfunction. Then he took his gun and rushed up and demanded the lady killer to tell who was really behind all this. The women unexpectedly replied by saying that it was his own boss and died. Jack was on high alert at this point because he thought someone was following him. Slowly stopped in his tracks and quickly turned around and pulled the trigger. He didn't expect it to be his boss. Jack drives the car to the riverside, where he told his girlfriend to wait. He realized that he was bleeding because he was also shot. He continued to drive until he arrived at the location. His girlfriend was waiting for him. Jack fell because he was unable to hold on to the steering wheel. His girlfriend ran towards him, and the movie ends. Want to see more good movie recaps like these? Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.